Hello and welcome to Off My Shelves, and I am currently waiting. Yeah. Well, that was good timing, because as soon as I started recording I was waiting no longer. Yeah, welcome to Off My Shelves, and this is part 3 of the custom binding of Usagi Yojimbo series. So if you haven't watched part 1 or 2, then go back, the link will be in the description below. Basically, I have been trying to custom bind 20 issues of my Usagi Yojimbo IDW comic collection, and so the other issues are going through the process, and this is just essentially looking at the end product. It literally, no fixing, just arrived, and so I haven't got a clue if it's gone right, if it's gone well, all of that type of thing. So I am as eager as you guys to open it up, but what we're going to do is we're going to just open it up, look at the quality of it, see if it's all turned out alright. If you needed a refresher, I did base the cover off Yojimbo the movie, and this movie poster I saw, and it just inspired me to do a Usagi Yojimbo version, which then inspired me to do a full cover design really. So I drew and designed everything on this cover, rather than the one I did previously where I used Stan Sakai's drawings in the design itself. So this is very much a total one-off and my designing. I haven't got a clue if it's worked out well or not, and yeah, printing often changes colours and stuff like that, so who knows. But enough procrastination. I think I'm afraid to open it, to be honest with you, but here we go anyway. Tense times. Oh. The thing I'm most worried about is the last time we did it, I had to send the book back because the cover was off slightly, and I can't remember whether that was my fault or the binder's fault, but the binders are amazing. Spink and Thackeray binders, I can't pick them up enough. They give loads of information on their website, and they get back to you, and they're so kind with their time, to be honest. They just understand really that this process is individual to people, and they give the time that it needs really. This is torturous. But yeah, what I was going to say is last time the colour of the book that I sent through changed because the printer they used kind of printed it slightly darker. But either way, I sent it back and we got a different version, and oh wow, okay. Wow. This has turned out better than I could have imagined, to be honest with you. Wowza. This is about the time where I will click into the close-up cameras and start showing you pictures while I talk about it really, because I am super impressed with this. Let's just hope the designs and the layout of the pages are what I specified really, or close to it at least anyway. This is such good work. The end pages are really thick, stock pages, amazing. The binding job on the comics is really very good. Really durable. The strange thing is though, there's no headband on the actual book, which I think has been missed off, so I may have to drop them an email and send it back to get them to redo that, because there should be a black headband at the top there just to reinforce the binding. And looking at it, they haven't followed my specifications in terms of what to do with the cover design and what to do with the ads at the back and things like that. So I specified to take the covers off and place them at the back of the book, and to take the adverts out. They haven't done any of that, unfortunately. So I'm not too sure. They have trimmed the book, and the book looks great, and the binding job is perfect, to be honest. Apart from those headbands, the quality of the cover is faultless, it's spot on. It's exactly kind of what I would have wanted on front and back really. There's no problem with that, and the yellow and the colour on the design is all perfect really. It's just a shame now that we haven't got these headbands at the top, and that I may well have to send this back, but I will have a chat to them about that and see what happens there. The actual book itself, even with the ads in the places they are, I don't mind that much, to be honest. The only thing that I'll probably send back for would be the headbands really, because I don't understand why the headbands are not included and why they haven't put them in. Either way, that is the end product of Usagi Yojimbo, and the final product. As you can see, it's worked out pretty good. Got a few little tweaks, but apart from that, I'm quite happy with it. I'm certainly happy with the cover design, and I'm certainly happy with the quality of the binding and the sewing of the comic books themselves. I just would like that headband in place and a few other little bits and bobs, but then I can certainly say we are good to go, really. I'll try to ignore the fact that they didn't order the covers of the comics and stuff like I specified in the letter and things like that. I can kind of live with that, it's okay, but what I can't really live with is the headband. But either way, it is what it is, and it has turned out perfect. A little tweak here and there will be just fine. As a slight update, I stopped recording and emailed Spink and Thackeray Binders, and we sorted it all out. And the headbands and tailbands, head and tailbands, are not too structural these days, it seems, with the type of binding that they've done on this. They're more cosmetic, so they're going to send me some in the post and I'm just going to stick them on myself, and I prefer to do that than send it back in the post to them and then back in the post to me and risk damaging it, because it came really wonderfully packaged and I wouldn't want to damage it now that I've got it. So yeah, so that issue is sorted, really, and yeah, overall I am really quite happy with it. The design work is amazing, the hardback is great. The size as well, I should say, is ever so slightly smaller than the Usagi Yojimbo collections in hardback and softback, and that's because they have to trim the comic book pages slightly so they're all the same height and same width and all that type of thing. So I'll give you an indication of that actually. So this is your standard Usagi Yojimbo hardback, and so you see there's a slight difference in height there, and that is all down to the trimming of the comic books, which you kind of got to be careful of in some respects, I think, because if the comic book pages have got the image or the text right the way to the top, it can cut it off and look a bit jarring, which I think, glancing through this, it has happened on one or two of the cover pages, but not to the point where, you know, I'm devastated or anything like that. The story pages are what matter most to me. I'm not really a massive covers guy, to be honest. The story pages are the most important part, and they're all fully visible and fully readable and accessible, so that's all good. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, there is our look at the custom bound Usagi Yojimbo hardcover with the IDW issues. I hope you enjoyed this little series, and hopefully we will do more custom binds in the future, but I do hope that this very straightforward, simplistic guide to binding your comic books using a bindery will help people out there. Certainly watch all three parts together, because it will make much more sense in general, really, if we watch them all together. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'm gonna go and start doing some reading.